Hey there! Before we get started, I wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who was a part of the Sonic Expo 2023 in Dallas, Texas. It was an honor to be a special guest at such an amazing event full of passionate Sonic fans, artists, cosplayers, content creators, musicians like Victor McKnight and Johnny from Crush 40, and of course, the voice actors. I had an absolute blast, a 3D blast if you will, and I cannot wait for the next one. Much love to Phoenix, Jovial Knights, and all the Chaos creators for making history happen. That being said, let's do it to it. Hey everybody, I'm G. Welcome to the next level, and I am here at the Sonic Expo 2023, and I'm thrilled and honored to meet the one and only voice of my boy, Silver the Hedgehog, Pete Capelli.
Hey everybody.
Great to meet you so much.
Very nice to meet you.
And thank you for coming down to Texas.
Of course, yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful con. So far, like in this weekend, what has been some of your favorite things that you've seen here at the Expo?
Ooh, great question. First of all, I just love the Expo in general. The fandom of the Sonic universe is just, it's mind-blowing sometimes. It's incredibly humbling. So my favorite part so far was watching you all be unleashed yesterday when they opened the doors.
Oh, yes.
So I actually stood there and recorded it, and then I had to run because it was like a stampede of 1,000 people coming down the stairs, and it was awesome to see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I remember I was like right on top of that crowd, and I saw them all stacking in, and then all the cosplayers coming together, all the Eggmans doing the Spider-Man point.
Absolutely.
One Eggman did a split.
Yeah.
Just the community, the Sonic community is unlike any other. Now, I'm saying this as somebody who, speaking outside, because I love Sonic, been a fan of him since '91. But just looking at between all the other different games and anime and comics that I've been in with conventions and seeing, there's nothing like the Sonic community.
Nothing like them.
Not even
it's
all.
really
the passion
amazing.
is just amazing.
Yep.
So.
I was just saying to somebody else too, it's filled with not only fans, but mutual artists.
Yes.
So voiceover actors, people who draw, people who paint, people who do digital animation. And it's so, to me, it's just like, oh, we're all just artists here. So I feel like I'm talking to my peers, which is really amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it here, and congrats to them for making this happen.
Yeah.
So, got a couple questions about Silver.
Great.
And not necessarily just a Silver. So,
Okay.
I guess we'll just start off with the easiest one. What sort of feelings went through your mind when you found out that you were going to play Silver the Hedgehog, that you were going to play a character in one of the most important video game franchises in history?
Okay, so I'm old. And so I had an Atari 2600 was my first gaming system.
Hey, the 5200 was my first.
Okay, nice,
So I feel you,
awesome.
yeah?
So, I made video games were everything to me when I was younger. And so to be a part of an iconic video game franchise, I was blown away. I just did not know even what to do with that information. Especially getting to create a voice that did not exist before. Like, what an absolute honor. And also what pressure that is.
Yes,
of like,
immense pressure.
oh man, people could hate this. So it was just like incredibly amazing, and I loved to do it and found inspiration from that time period. The young people then were like, it was a very, I don't know if you remember 2005, but it was a very harsh political climate. It was just a couple years after 9/11.
Yes.
And
There's a lot of turmoil.
A lot of turmoil, and I found inspiration for that character through the youth then that were just kind of rising up and protesting against our then president, and I loved all of that. And so I was like, oh yeah, I can find Silver in these kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
What can I say really, let me see if I can phrase this the right way.
Yeah.
How did you really come up with the way that you decided to voice Silver, like his particular voice? Like, what made you come up with the way that you voice Silver to this day?
So, a couple of things. So one, they said, look, there's this 14-year-old hedgehog, so I knew it had to be higher than my normal register. And they said, he's fighting for his dystopian future, he's got a chip on his shoulder. So, I looked to the youth of the time, and I also had a younger brother who had a chip on his shoulder at that time. And so I kind of he had a more gravelly voice, and so you kind of combined all that stuff to kind of be up here, and he's got that gravel because he's mad about something, and so that's where that all came from.
Perpetually angry, but we love him for it.
Exactly.
Right? But he has more than enough reason to be.
That's right.
Really
He came from a very bad future, so he's angry, and he sees the past. He's like, "How did you guys mess this up?"
So going back to video games, when you first grew up with video games, so did you play the Sonic games when they originally started coming through on Genesis?
Genesis,
Sega
yeah,
CD?
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
What's your favorite Sonic game?
The original
ever?
Genesis game.
The
Yeah,
original?
Yeah,
Nice.
of course. It was just, what year did that come out?
91.
91, right.
91 was
so
the original. In
that is-
America.
yeah,
Yes.
right. And so that is when I had Genesis at home, and like, you know, I'm in high school at the time, and like that was just such a cool thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So little fact about me, I love the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
My favorite console of all time. I've got a whole YouTube series devoted to it called Growing Up Genesis and Twitch stream that I do.
No way, that's awesome.
Tell me, aside from Sonic, let's put Sonic to the side for a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me some of your favorite Sega Genesis
NHL 94.
games. Oh,
My favorite
yes,
game, maybe
yes.
of all time. My favorite game of all time. My senior year of college, I lost the big room in our apartment because we were like, who gets it? And so we played NHL 94 for it, but he cheated. My roommate cheated and was the Pittsburgh Penguins, and you can't knock down Jaromir Jagr, and he won in overtime. But since then, I have played at every bachelor party we have an NHL 94 tournament, and I'm yet to lose.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're still champion to this day.
That's right.
Still holding that title up strong.
Yeah.
Did you know that they remade the NHL 94?
No.
Yeah, recently it was, I believe it was NHL 21 or 22. One of those two, EA actually made an NHL 94 rewind.
No
And
way.
It has the new rosters and some other minor small changes, but still plays like NHL 94.
No way, that's great.
They
Okay,
know.
I gotta
They
try
know
it.
the people like us where I was like, this is the best bar.
Yeah.
So they went back
yeah.
and did that.
Cool.
Any other Genesis games that you love?
Man, off the top of my head, Shinobi was on Genesis, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Revenge of Shinobi.
Yeah,
Shinobi
Revenge
3.
of Shinobi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I don't know. I loved sports at the time, so I had a lot of sports games.
Did you ever play Mutant League Football?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that's so
Yes.
funny. I forgot that game existed.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
awesome.
big in the sports on Genesis too.
Yeah.
Because I played Tecmo Super Bowl on it too.
Tecmo Super Bowl for
That
sure.
was one of my favorites.
Because I played Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo, so Tecmo Super Bowl was,
And then of course my favorite sports game of all time, NBA Jam. So tournament edition specifically. But yeah, NBA Jam,
100%.
my favorite.
That was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to get into video game voiceover, because like he's heating up.
Tim Kitzrow?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was just so great.
Have you met him?
No.
Oh, keep coming down to Texas. He's at a convention right now this weekend, but he knows me too, so we've crossed over paths.
Oh,
multiple
that's
times.
so cool.
He's so cool.
I
to
mean,
meet in
I don't
person,
think
too.
there was a day that went by in college where I didn't say yes. You know, it's just the best.
Like, oh my, he's on fire!
Yeah,
No, he's
incredible.
wonderful.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. All right, so gonna transport you back to your childhood for a minute.
I love it.
It's Saturday morning. What you watching? What you eating?
Okay.
What's on your TV? What's on your plate?
100%. I did not miss an episode of G.I. Joe.
Okay,
I
cool.
love
Cool.
G.I. Joe so much. I had every figurine. I had the USS Flag that I didn't build till I was 26 years old. It just sat in a box because there was nowhere to do it in my house. Yeah.
Really? So you had that all the way up until then?
I had
Your
it
childhood?
for, so my grandparents got it for me way too late, in that like I was stopping playing G.I. Joes at the time. And so I sat in my parents' basement, and then I was 26 years old and bored one day, and my friends were like, you have this in your basement? We brought it to their apartment and spent 3 days putting it together.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I was watching G.I. Joe, I was watching all the Saturday morning cartoons. Like I woke up early to watch everything. It was everything to me. Was X-Men on Saturday morning?
It was.
Yeah. So I was a little too old to be making sure I woke up to watch X-Men, but I watched. I was a huge comic book nerd in high school, and Fruity Pebbles was my go-to.
Did you ever watch the Sonic Saturday morning cartoon back then?
I
Did you watch
wasn't.
it?
I think by that point I wasn't I wasn't into, not necessarily not into Sonic, but I just didn't. I don't know. The cartoons never crossed my path at that point.
Okay, it always came on at like weird times.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they moved
yeah.
this to 6:30 in the morning one time. Of course, I woke up and watched it.
Sure.
But,
And that was
moved it around so
Jaleel.
much. Yes, that was
Yeah,
Jaleel.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I met him too.
Oh,
He's great.
yeah.
Yeah, he's great too. Okay. And one last question.
Yeah.
So in all the times in conventions when you're doing meetups and guesting and doing panels and whatnot, can you tell me some of your favorite fan experiences? Like, was there one instance with a fan that just touched your heart that you loved
100%.
the most?
Yeah. So I've said this a couple times this weekend, but like as an artist, because I'm a film and TV actor as well, so you want your only job as an artist to me is to affect people in some way, right? And
Right.
so the last thing I thought was that my affecting work would be as a 14-year-old hedgehog in a video game. That said, I had someone come up to me at a convention in tears and said, look, you know, my mom wasn't there, my dad was working all the time, I needed to find strength, and I found that strength in silver. And like, that is just, like, how do you beat that feeling? You're like, oh the things that, the nuances that I put into this character, the strength that I tried to find, actually was interpreted by the viewer, and it helped somebody, and that's all I could ever ask.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best things that you can be about an entertainer. I say this all the time.
Absolutely.
Is that if you've made a difference in at least just one person, if you've brightened up their day, you put a smile on their face, they've had a long work day, they've had the worst experiences ever, and seeing what you do helps put a smile on their face and makes their eyes bright, you've done a dang good job.
Couldn't agree more.
That's the way that I see it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you,
Dude,
Pete.
no, we're doing this.
Oh,
We're doing
yeah?
this. Yeah. Dude, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. I mean, absolutely an honor and a pleasure for you as well. Tell everybody where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me across all social media at Pete Capella. I kept it simple for you.
Exactly. And of course, you can find me at G to the Next Level essentially everywhere too. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, follow this gentleman, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'm G, and on behalf of Pete Capella, we will see you on the next level.